So the next thing we're going to talk about is central line insertion. Our central line practice models we have right here. Now the models themselves include a silicone and 3D printed component. When they print as a box and a lid with two vessel guides. After you print, what you're going to do is you're going to take the guides and you're going to pour silicone in, put the top on. Once the silicone dries, you pull it out and you can pull the guides out and slip it in upside down. As you can see, there'll be a track right here where liquid can be placed. And when you want to use it, you just pour water in and tamp it down, and you'll have an area inside with a compressible and non-compressible vessel with the ultrasound, and you'll be able to see that when we're doing our demo. That model will also be available on our site. Our central lines, there are many different central line choices. I have 3 ones out here, and we'll go through them one at a time. So the first one I'd like to show you is our standard central line, which is a triple lumen catheter. Most of these catheters will be 7 French, will have 3 lumens and be about 20 centimeters in length, though they can be 15 centimeters, they can be 11 centimeters, they can be a lot shorter. The triple lumen will have a 16 and 2 18 gauge lumens within the single tube. When you open a kit, we'll take this out. There'll be a top part to the kit, which is your prep and your drape, and the under part will be the line itself. So we'll go ahead and skip over the prep and the drape, which we can cover in a later video, but I want you to actually see the components and understand what's inside. There should be a mask, a hat, a gown, and a ChloraPrep, but every kit's a little bit different in terms of the extra pieces that they have. Underneath, which we will open sterilely, is going to be the actual kit. There will be a drape that you place on the patient sterilely, which will be covered later on, and the kit components. Every line kit will have a line itself, which you'll see right here. This is a triple lumen line. There are 3 ports that connect to a single tube that can be inserted in the patient. The middle port, which is brown typically, is going to be the shortest one, and it will be the one that the guide wire will come through. All right. As you come out, there will be a guide wire. The guide wire is what you'll use for the modified Seldinger technique when you insert and put the line over. Make sure your guide wire moves freely. Place it to the side. You'll have an introducer needle, and then smaller needles for your lidocaine, which is included in this kit, but is not included in every single kit. You also will have a scalpel, a dilator, and typically you'll have a angiocath right here. This angiocath, which is typically 18 gauge, is big enough to insert a guide wire over and can be used for rapid IJs. It can be used to cannulate a difficult to get vessel, and it can also be used if you puncture the lung and get a pneumothorax. You can use it to do initial needle thoracostomy. Okay? When you open your kit and have prepped and draped your patient, it's important to check, know where your components are, know that you have the dilator, the scalpel, your introducer needle, your lidocaine, your numbing set, and your catheter itself. Go ahead and flush the catheter using sterile saline, and then cap and or clamp each of the ports. Though keep in mind, while the brown port is capped, the guide wire won't slide smoothly through. All right, when we do the line itself, you'll be able to see and go through the parts. The one that we'll show on the video will be a triple lumen, so we'll save this one. Other options for central line include single vessel and dual vessel catheters. There's also shorter pediatric catheters, but the one I want to show you right here is called a Cordis. Now, Cordises are significantly bigger. You remember the last one said it was a 7 French. This is an 8.5 French, and they're much shorter. They're 10 centimeters, where that one was 20 centimeters. The Cordis is designed as a rapid, large bore vessel that is about as big of a vessel as you can get. As big as a tube that you can get in there. You're going to notice that the kit's much smaller, and these are typically done under much more rapid conditions. You'll still have a drape, which you'll put to the side, but notice there wasn't a gown, a mask, or a hat, which you'll need to get your own. Okay? When you open up the Cordis line, the difference is the dilator and the catheter will come together. You'll take the dilator and the catheter out, put it in, like so. And so when you dilate and place your catheter, it'll be in one motion, and you pull the dilator out. Where with the triple lumen, it's a two-part step, or a two-step thing. And then also there will be a sterile cap that can be placed over the outside portion, because through your Cordis you can float a triple lumen or slide a triple lumen later on, as long as you've placed a sterile cap when you're doing your initial procedure. Temporary pacing catheters are very similar, but they are much smaller. A Cordis is, as we said, 8.5 French. Your pacing catheters will be 5 French, but have the same overall appearance. They're just a little bit thinner. Okay, go ahead.